began like any other morning, birds singing, sunlight spilling across rooftops, the soft hum of life that only dawn can bring. Then, without warning, everything changed. At precisely 9:42 a.m. UTC, astronomers around the world witnessed a blinding flare erupt from the sun's surface. For 8 short minutes, the solar system was filled with brilliance beyond imagination, and then darkness. The sun vanished. Where once there was golden light, there was now a black sphere, small and silent, surrounded by a faint, glowing halo of warped space. The sky turned from blue to deep grey within minutes. The warmth faded, shadows disappeared. It was as though the heart of the solar system had been stolen. At first, people thought it was a massive solar eclipse, but as hours passed and the darkness persisted, fear spread across the planet. Power grids overloaded, crops began to wilt, and animals panicked. The air grew colder with every breath. Humanity, for the first time, realized what had happened. The sun had collapsed into a black hole. But strangely, Earth remained in orbit. The gravitational pull was identical. The planet still circled the same center of mass, except now, that center was a sphere of infinite density, invisible to the human eye. From the International Space Station, astronauts saw a horrifying sight: stars bending near the black hole, their light curving like liquid around a hole in the universe. Time itself seemed to slow near the horizon of darkness. Within a single day, light was gone, warmth was gone, hope fading. Humanity stood united under a night that would never end, staring into the black heart of the cosmos, realizing that their god, their sun, had become a silent predator. Within a week, Earth's temperature dropped to freezing. Within a month, the oceans began to turn solid. Entire continents were buried beneath blizzards that never stopped. Cities once filled with laughter and light now lay silent, covered in glittering sheets of ice. People fled underground. Abandoned subway systems, geothermal tunnels, and mountain caverns became humanity's last shelters. The surface of Earth had transformed into a white wasteland, and the oceans, vast mirrors of frozen death. Above ground, the black hole dominated the sky, invisible except for the faint bending of stars around it. A ghostly halo shimmered where sunlight once glowed. Astronomers, now working from deep bunkers, confirmed what they feared most. The sun's mass was intact, but its radiation was gone forever. The Earth continued to orbit calmly around a point of darkness. There were no sunsets, no mornings, only a cold eternity. The ice thickened to several kilometers. Even sound changed, muffled by the endless snow. Yet life clung to survival. Underground, humans built cities powered by nuclear and geothermal energy. Artificial light became their new sun. Entire forests of bioengineered plants grew under LEDs. Children were told stories of the warm sky, a time when the sun's touch made the oceans dance. Above them, the world froze in silence. Occasionally, tremors shook the ice, and great cracks opened across the frozen seas, revealing glimpses of the deep blue below. The black hole's faint gravity waves rippled through the planet, reshaping tides that no longer existed. The Earth still spun, still orbited, but its days were gone. Humanity had survived the death of their star, but not its memory. Decades passed, Earth had become a jewel of ice circling a ghost. Humanity had adapted to life underground, entire societies built beneath the frozen crust. There was no sunrise, no seasons, no rain. Only the quiet hum of machines, the flicker of synthetic daylight, and the distant whisper of shifting glaciers above. Then something changed. The black hole began to shine. Astronomers detected streams of radiation, faint at first, then brighter, coming from an accretion disk forming around the black hole. Fragments of the old solar system, asteroids, comets, remnants of Mercury and Venus, had started to spiral inward, heating up as they neared the event horizon. The result, a golden ring of light, circling the darkness like a halo of fire. For the first time in generations, the sky glowed again. The ice reflected the faint amber light, turning the frozen planet into a shimmering orb of ghostly dawn. Humanity called it the phantom sun. But this light came at a cost. Deadly radiation poured toward Earth. Communication satellites failed, radiation shields melted, and auroras burned across the frozen skies like firestorms. The world was both illuminated and poisoned. Still, people emerged from their underground shelters just to witness it. Standing on the surface, wrapped in layers of insulation, they watched the black hole's ring glow with terrifying beauty. It wasn't their sun, but it reminded them of what they'd lost. The universe had replaced warmth with danger, light with death. Yet even now, Earth danced faithfully around its master, a frozen, glowing world locked in the eternal embrace of darkness. Thousands of years passed. Humanity evolved, smaller in number, wiser in spirit. They lived in domed sanctuaries under the ice, powered by fusion and memory. The stories of sunlight, beaches, and blue skies had become myths, whispered to children as bedtime tales. Above them, the black hole still pulsed, faintly, rhythmically, like the heartbeat of a dying god. The once fiery accretion disk had faded. The last remnants of the solar system had long since been consumed. Earth orbited in silence, cold and steadfast. But deep beneath the ice, scientists made a discovery. Using ancient quantum detectors, they observed that the black hole was losing energy, evaporating slowly through Hawking radiation. Over billions of years, it would shrink, fade, and vanish completely. Even this ultimate darkness was not eternal. For the first time in eons, hope stirred. Humanity realized that nothing, not even a black hole, could last forever. On the final day, before the last city shut down its reactors, a handful of survivors walked to the frozen surface. They looked up at the faint glow still rippling across the black sky. There was no warmth, no light, but there was peace. As the black hole dimmed into nothingness, Earth drifted free, cold, alone, and timeless. Yet in that vast silence, the story of humanity remained, etched into the fabric of the universe like the afterglow of a forgotten dream. Light had died, darkness had ruled, but even the end itself had an ending.